When was the last time you saw the kids?
4 months ago.
My kids are gonna have a time where both sides of the family are in cahoots to celebrate and love on them.
Bring them to point A, and I don't have no problem going there. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going nowhere near there with a transfer. You can't pick and choose when it's okay to say, okay, the kids are good, and then if we're not, in a good space, then it's a issue.
Salute Goodbreads. Welcome to the Goodbread channel, where we learn how not to be a dummy from some well-paid dummies. We watch and follow the celebrities, stars, and athletes, so we learn how the broke folks in our community is going to behave. And today, we got a good one, guys. Safaree recently sat down with Gucci Mane's wife, and we all respect Gucci Mane's wife, right? I know the whole sisterhood respect Gucci Mane's wife, right? So Safaree sat down with Gucci Mane's wife to clear up some things. Remember, I told you that these bitter single mothers will create a narrative, and they'll spin this deadbeat narrative. They'll take this deadbeat narrative to the grave. Women that must use this deadbeat narrative, it's a deflection technique, guys. Those are the women who have done no work. They didn't reset the programming. They never went in and configured the programming. So to cover that up, because they ain't gonna admit that, so they'll just blame it on the person they gave access to their most prized possession, and that being their fish hole, right? Women say they're the prize because they have the fish hole, but then they go and give it to any old body. And then they don't be accountable of that. They just sit there and blame it on the any old body that they gave it to. So Safaree went on an interview to clear up his name. Because men sometimes take it on the chin, and we let the narrative get created and we stay silent. And the more silent we stay, the deeper and deeper that narrative get created. And yeah, check this out.
So welcome to another episode of Dumb Blonde. Today, my girl Erica Mena is in the house, baby. Looking fly as ever, too.
Thank you, babe. I was like, I'm seeing the baddest. I got to come correct. And I don't do interviews.
We're going to get into the subject that everybody wants to talk about and everybody wants to hear from you on, because you haven't spoken about this at all.
I've been speaking about it just because of Love and Hip Hop.
Right.
But most recently, there was...
most recent events.
Yeah, there was just something that was put out there for monetization and clout and, for a weird agenda of a certain
Girl, let me break out my glasses because I've got so many notes on this.
Yeah.
So for those of you who don't know, you actually married Safaree, who is Nicki Minaj's ex. That's pretty much what people know him for, is being Nicki Minaj's ex. You can see her whole demeanor change talking about this man. You guys have had a pretty, I don't want to use the word sloppy, but pretty intense
It was sloppy.
Intensely sloppy divorce. And, it's two people that are hurt. Obviously, you guys had a very passionate thing. You guys, two beautiful babies have came from this situation, and it doesn't have to be like this. He seems 8 months ago to be singing your praises. So can you tell us what has transpired since then?
Oh my God, a lot.
What
a
has,
lot.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just so much to tell because it's been 3 years of this, but I found out he was cheating on me the first time ever, and he was going to Chinese parlors.
Not the old rub and tug. Damn it.
In the dark, old women.
Damn
don't
it.
even know.
Oh, Safaree, come on.
And when I found that out, I was completely, obviously disgusted, heartbroken, going through.
Well, didn't Nicki Minaj say that he was paying for hookers with her credit cards?
Before we get into that, can I just, because we are talking on the subject of her, I owe her the biggest apology ever.
Those of y'all that need to hear the rest of that garbage, y'all can go to the Dumb Blonde channel and y'all can watch the rest of that interview. But she didn't ask her not one bit of question that we was interested in. She didn't ask her one question we was interested in, guys. And this might be why Safaree went to go check Gucci Mane's wife and sit down and answer the questions that we wanted to know. Because only thing we want to know from Erica is the ladder. Why was you climbing that ladder, ma'am? Where did you get the ladder from? That's what we want to know. And then she ain't asked her that in that interview. But Safaree got to it.
What's that? Oh my God, what is that?
Safaree, I'm gonna get right into it with you. Don't vex with me, don't beat me up, but
I'm here, and
I
this
have
is
some questions.
This is my last. I don't really do
You
stuff
don't
like
do interviews.
I don't. The last interview I did was with Jason Lee. I just feel like it's like I have to know you, feel comfortable with you, and it's like, okay, I go sit and talk to these people. They take all of these clips, make it viral, and then they blow up their thing. And what do I get?
You're right, but I'm not here today to do any of that.
Exactly. You're already lit. You don't need me. The hell?
But it's a lot of things going on online, and I just feel like I wanted to give you the opportunity to clear your name. Because a lot of things I feel like you're being accused of. And I personally don't like it because I know you personally and I know you're a good person.
Thank you.
So I want to get right into it.
Damn, right into it.
Salute to Keyshia. Salute to her, yo. For real, that's her name, though. Salute to her. That's a sister with sense right there, because that's what we need more of. We need more women sitting down with the men and getting down to the nitty gritty, because all we heard on Erica's interview is he cheating, he cheating, he cheating, he cheating. And cheating is not a reason to split and divide the family up. Cheating is not a reason to put your hands on somebody. You know what I'm talking about? But she gets to the butter right here. She gonna ask him about child support. She gonna ask him about his mentality, his accountability. Let's get back to this interview. This is the interview right here. And we need more of this because they love to paint that narrative. Remember, they love to try to paint the narrative because of the lack of work they put in on themselves. Because they always trying to do something that ain't got nothing to do with their mentality and a good result.
So your kid's mom, Erica.
Oh my God.
I saw a video of her with a ladder breaking into your home or climbing the fence or whatever, right?
Yo, Keyshia, yo.
Was there a ladder outside or did she come with the ladder in a pickup truck?
Everybody is so crazy, like when that happened.
Yeah.
The main thing everybody asks is where did the ladder come from?
Yeah, I want to know too.
I had an electrician doing work outside, and when he finished, he said, I'm gonna leave it outside when I'm done. And I was like, okay, cool. And that just happened to be that night.
Okay. So is this something she does often? Like this behavior? Speak your truth, Safaree.
Look, that situation happened that time. You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like being a black man in America, we have a lot against us, and we just have to make sure that we stay protected and try to have as many things on camera as possible. Because at the end of the day, somebody could say that I scratched them or did whatever, and they don't want to hear. Ain't no one's gonna listen to nothing I gotta say.
No, you're a man.
Yeah, I'm going straight up. I'm getting locked up, and that's it.
He ain't lied yet, and you see he's still protecting her. And this is men. He's still protecting this woman. He ain't going up there to try to slam her and try to finish her and hit the red button. Meanwhile, she go on all of these podcasts, just pressing the red button like he's not a human being anymore. Like she never had a bond or a relationship with him. This is how the bitter ones act. Remember, we studying the stars, so we know how the broke people in our community is gonna behave, y'all.
So did you notice any red flags earlier on in this relationship?
I feel like when you feel like you love somebody, you kind of want to, give them the benefit of the doubt.
Right.
And say, okay, you know what? Maybe this is just a small little thing for now, and this isn't anything that's going to really be too long and drawn out,
So you did love her?
Of course, to marry someone and have 2 kids with them, You don't do that just because you like somebody, you know?
True.
Another great question, yo. She on fire right now. She asked him about accountability, y'all. And he took some accountability. And that was a good question because a lot of y'all looking from the outside, looking in, and y'all be having the same situation. And a lot of y'all like to play dumb. Oh, that's why you gotta be careful who you sleeping with. And this, and y'all play all this dumb stuff. So let's put the shoe on the other foot, right? For those of y'all that stayed with an abuser, right? Did you know the abuser was gonna abuse you, right? Because we could use the same template that y'all go running around here with on the men that's getting alienated and the men that's getting done wrong. So let me ask you, ladies, right? For those of y'all that get bust upside your head because y'all stay picking an abuser, so you say, right? Did you know he was gonna abuse you in the beginning? Can you take some accountability like Safaree just took some accountability? And like all of the dads that I know, all of the so-called deadbeat dads I know, take accountability and they say the same thing.
I had to sit back and watch my kids literally suffer already as it is because you're their dad.
I feel like sometimes people just grow apart.
You guys grew apart, but it had, like, I'm married, so I am asking you these questions because I have experience. You're married to this lady, you have kids together, you broke up, you grew apart, but something caused you to grow apart, Safaree. What was that reason?
I wish you would be giving more advice to these people out here.
I would love to.
Well, you should start because the way your shit is set up and your level of privacy, that is something that me as someone who loves love, I admire that so much. And
Thank you.
Always tell people, like, you know, if I'm talking to somebody, I'm like, hey, look, you see these two? The entire world knows them, but they don't know nothing going on in their home.
And you should not.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, okay, everyone hears your business and then they use it to make fun of you, laugh, poke, and then
you can't argue and take it to social media. For me, the biggest thing in a marriage or relationship is respect.
It's a fact, fellas. And it start with us. It do, guys. Same way I tell the modern woman, it start with us. How much do we respect ourselves? Because we got to stop picking these women that don't even respect themselves. If a woman don't respect themselves, she not going to ever respect you. And a lot of the modern women do not respect themselves, guys. Look how they dress. Look how they carry themselves. Now, Safaree, you know, you saw the same red flags we saw on that show. That girl is a thot.
I have a deep question for you.
Okay.
Do you take any accountability for Erica's behavior?
Of course.
Oh, you do? Tell us about that.
You're good. I feel like if something is over and you're still dibbling and dabbling and spinning the block.
Oh, I get it. You was fucking her while y'all broke up. Should have never been slanging that thing, Safaree.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like, I just feel like, to me, I'm like, whatever, like, okay, if this is over with and you're still doing whatever you're doing, because if you're telling me you're so-called talking to other people, and I'm like, all right, cool, so then, hey. Because it felt like at one point it felt like an addiction, like it couldn't stop.
So the sex was good.
He keeping it real though. He keeping it real. And let this be a learning lesson, guys. Let this be a learning lesson. Get rid of that thirst. Obey your thirst, B. Because that's their only weapon. That's the only thing they have. And this is why they carry on the way they carry on. Because there's way too many of y'all that'll crash out for some fish hole, boy.
Mena posted this on her story and it said, all you do is lie. Then it was it looked like a comment from somebody that she knew that said, girl, he love bombed you. I remember all the time with gifts. I was a witness of that. He was on you all the time. You never paid no mind. Come on, Safaree, oh Lord. Then she posted another thing and it said, before I walk into 2025, I promise you all will know the whole truth and it won't be no edited, fabricated, fake receipts either. And y'all know I don't do interviews with just anybody. So that was like, you know, shots thrown at Keyshia Kayor. So just know this sit down will be massive. She then commented again and said the truth to one of the many lies is it's actually 6 months.
You see Erica Mena, she throwing shade at the sisterhood because Keyshia is a real one. Keyshia a real one. She not popular like the ones you go, the Jason Lees and all of them ones you go to, the gossipy ones that's popular. She ain't as popular because the truth ain't popular in this society. But that's what she had to post. And when she do her interviews, we gonna break those things down because I bet you she lying. Safaree sat up here and he kept it real on this interview. And now let's see what he say about these kids, because that's why we here. We here for the little deadbeat dad narrative she constantly try to paint. And watch these stars, because the way they move is exactly how these bald head regular roaches be running around out here.
So I want to know, I want you to explain to the audience, when you have your children, Legend and Sapphire, that's their names, correct?
Sapphire, yep.
Sapphire. When you have them on a day or a weekend, walk us through, you guys wake up during the day, going to bed. Like, what do you do with your kids?
With this court shit going on and me not going to her house, I refuse to go to her house to pick up the kids.
Right.
Until this thing is set up on paper and I know, okay, this is my time, because our court order had to be moved from Atlanta to here. So now it's like, okay, what is the new schedule and setup gonna be? Because I'm not gonna be doing that, okay, I'm picking them up because you said it's okay to pick them up and then you want me to drop them off whenever. Like, I want it to be, okay, if it's Fridays, I pick them up from school, then Mondays, I bring them back to school, then it's like, okay, then that's what it's gonna be. But in like real life shit, it's just a very unstable situation with me having to have any type of direct dialogue with her.
That's terrible.
So right now I'm just in the, you know, in the legal process of trying to get it to be to that schedule where it was before it got domesticated from Atlanta to Florida.
Exactly. Ain't nobody got time to be playing the control me game. You know, that's the new meaning of co-parenting, mean control the other parent. And ain't nobody got time for that. When the situation is toxic, you stay away from the toxic situation or you will become that toxic situation, guys. So facts, Safaree ain't playing. And you know, guys, for those of y'all that don't know, he might have had custody in Atlanta, and they laws is a little bit different from Florida laws. So until the laws get right in Florida, he gonna have to do what it do. But he can't trust this woman. And a lot of, like I said earlier, people from the outside looking in, they like to play dumb. But in these toxic situations, bro, something as simple as dropping the kid off can go left really, really, really quick, bro. Really, really quick. When you dealing with a bitter mother, when you dealing, because you clearly see she worried about who he messing with, who he's sleeping with. Cheating is heavy on her mind. And cheating ain't got nothing to do with good parenting, being a good parenting, being a good half for your child. And your child need two halves.
I wish it was. It's horrible because even like, you know, when my daughter calls me and I'm like, okay, cool, I do want to get y'all, I want to see y'all.
You're right.
Bring them to point A and I don't have no problem going there. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going nowhere near there for the transfer. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just still trying to get that figured out.
So when was the last time you saw the kids?
4 months ago.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
So doesn't that bother you?
Of course it bothers me. But I have to be strong, number one. And number two, I know it's not gonna be like this forever.
Yeah. They do grow up, you know, and I hope the courts is fair with you. Because sometimes they favor women. You know, where you do get a 50-50 custody situation.
That's what it is.
Them.
That's what it is. Like from Atlanta to here, it's a 50-50.
But because you moved from Atlanta, you have to do a new custody hearing in Florida?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I hope it works out for you, Safaree, because, you know, you not being able to see your kids is hard for you.
Yeah, and really and truly, I'll be having to like psych myself out and just, you know, I'm not gonna put it out there and tell the world how I'm feeling, because at the end of the day, all these people who fake caring, they're not doing anything to help anything for me or my kids, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But once it is set up, like my mother and my sister, they're still very sisters, they're very close to me still, and they want that dynamic.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
with
saying?
The babies.
Exactly.
So how does it make you feel that the internet constantly label you as a deadbeat father?
I really don't let it get to me because I know what's really going on, and you know, deadbeats ain't paying what I'm paying in lawyer fees to get this shit set up. Yo, it's so expensive. And I hate it so much because I'm like, yo, I just want it to be black and white. Hey, look, let's just let it be this. And that, because the only people who are benefiting are the lawyers.
Exactly.
The lawyers, it's like, it's just so unfair, the things that they come up with. And then it's like, y'all really don't care. You're gonna do this, you're gonna handle this up, get another case, all right, cool. All right, give me my retainer, give me my $10,000 retainer. Oh, hey, and they don't be counting the hours.
No. They charge you $800 an hour, and they probably talk to you for 5 minutes, but charge you for an hour.
Man, I had this one lawyer, and this guy's telling me, oh, he sends me this thing, and then he's like, okay, look it over. I'm like, aren't you supposed to look it over and then tell me what we're...
I agree.
And then, it's a lot. This shit is whack.
So it definitely stresses you out, I'm sure.
Of course it does. But I'm not gonna, like, put it out there that I'm stressed out about it.
No, you should not.
Take care of your seeds, but don't let nobody use those seeds to drag you down to hell, all right? Take care of what's yours. But when you start seeing the manipulation, wash your hands and be done, bro. Make that sacrifice. Remember, you sacrifice your legacy, you sacrifice them kids for your peace, because they will. They do, all right? And they can paint whatever narrative they need to paint on you, bro. Just handle your handle. See y'all later, guys.